Hey guys, welcome back to Camera 360, and this is a new show we're doing here on Android Authority where we discuss a new phone and its camera capabilities. Now we're going to be talking about the app, its features, and of course, the image quality. And what better phone to use for this episode than the Huawei P30 Pro, because of course, this is a phone that is about the camera first, so let's dig into it. Now on the back of this phone, you've got three cameras. You've got a 16 megapixel wide angle camera with an aperture of f2.2 and optical image stabilization. You've got that 40 megapixel main camera with an f1.6 aperture. And in the Huawei P30 Pro, you've got an 8 megapixel 5x optical telephoto zoom camera with an aperture of f3.4. Now this 5x optical zoom lens is very special because it's using this prism mechanism called a periscope to actually bend the light about 90 degrees and get a true lossless 5x zoom, which is really unique to the Huawei P30 Pro. There's also a time of flight sensor on the back of the phone that helps for things like depth sensing and portrait mode, which we'll probably get into later. Now if you've used other Huawei phones like the Huawei P20 Pro or maybe the Mate 20 Pro, you're gonna feel right at home with the P30 Pro's camera app. All the main features you're probably gonna use on a daily basis are on a carousel on the bottom here, like aperture, night mode, portrait mode, photo mode, video mode, and pro mode. And the more section is gonna give you even more options like panorama modes, underwater modes, or even late painting. Overall, I'd say the app for the P30 Pro is really easy to use. It's got all the features that you'd want to use on a daily basis right on that carousel down at the bottom. The shutter button is right front and center, but if you want to go into a little bit of more of a pro setting, there's a settings menu that allows you to add things like grid bars and a whole lot more features, so check that out in the article down below. Now in daylight conditions, the P30 Pro performs pretty well, and you're gonna find a ton of detail in areas that are normally gonna get blurred out by other phones. If you look at these photos of a donkey and a chicken, you're gonna see a huge amount of detail on both the fur and the feathers. And at 5x and 10x zoom modes, you've also got a ton of detail, which is really nice to see. The 5x is optical, but the 10x mode is actually filling it in with AI processing. Dynamic range is better than something like the Galaxy S10, but it does make the colors look a little bit washed out. Now, that being said, it's really nice to see detail in areas that are normally blown out or too dark, especially in things like group photos. Now, low light is where the P30 Pro really shines. I'm not sure what software magic Huawei's using here, but low light auto mode captures even more light than Google's long exposure night sight mode on the Pixel. Now, night mode captures a little bit more detail, but has trouble getting proper white balance versus the regular auto mode. If you want a phone that does really amazing low light, you're gonna have to get the P30 Pro. I don't think that I've seen any other phone that's able to do low light photos like this phone can, and it's just amazing. Portrait mode does a pretty good job of subject separation thanks to that time of flight sensor, but the skin smoothing and oversaturation look a bit artificial. Aperture mode actually does a much better job for portraits and does a great job balancing detail and color for a nice image. So that pretty much wraps up this episode of Camera 360 with the Huawei P30 Pro. Make sure you head over to AndroidAuthority.com for a ton of more information, a lot more detail about this, because we actually did a dedicated camera review specifically for the P30 Pro, and we have the full review over there as well as a bunch of full resolution images if you want to pixel peep yourself. So head over there, watch our review, and I will catch you in the next video.